Neil Armstrong is an example I use of someone who was incredibly stress resilient, could perform very well at very low stress level, or could do very stressful things without getting stressed like most of us would. The first manned moon landing famously went completely wrong. The lunar module lost connection. It went off course. They ran out of fuel. The computer wasn't working. And Armstrong had to take manual command, and they landed in a different spot. The whole thing, the history of humankind would have looked different if it hadn't been for his cool under pressure of actually landing the lunar module. And then famously, he got out and said, it's a small step for a man, but a giant step for humankind, for humanity. But most people don't know this, is that he was, as an astronaut, hooked to a heart rate monitor, and that for almost the entire mission, including when everything went wrong, up until just the the time he actually landed it, his heart rate was 75. That's for most people, maybe not for him because he's probably pretty athletic, but for most people is a resting heart rate. So we all want to be like Neil Armstrong and be cool under pressure. But I think one way to deal with stress better is just to realize that optimal performance does not occur at zero stress. And by the way, zero stress is not possible. It's just not how humans are wired. So once you start embracing stress, you get to the point of what Tim Ferriss said, who's a famous author. He's fantastic. He has one of the biggest podcasts out there. He said, embracing stress is like a superpower. And you see this in athletes. Those are the ones that get excited as opposed to too anxious and on the other side of their optimal point for performance.